G'day everyone, my name's Simo, this is Scooter, he's a little dog just like me. And who is Dezi Freeman? Well, this is the man at the centre of Australia's biggest manhunt. He's been labelled as a sovereign citizen and accused of gunning down 2 policemen and kidnapping his wife and 2 kids, holding them hostage before vanishing into the Victorian High Country. Now, on that fateful day, 10 police attended Dezi's property for alleged gun and historical sexual offences. Freeman, he's 56, he's accused of ambushing Detective Neil Thompson and Senior Constable Vadim D. Ward. Mainstream media will have you believe that Freeman is a sovereign citizen with a chip on his shoulder against government and authority. But after all the lies mainstream media dished out to us from January 2020, how the hell can we believe anything they say? So I decided to have a look into this for myself, and what I've found so far is pretty interesting. First up, let's have a listen to Wayne. He's a retired ex-copper who spent 17 years with the police force.
But when you look at or listen to the lies that come out of the media, out of the police, and several times, and then you find out that Dezi's wife wasn't at the house, and nothing adds up. Nothing adds up.
There were some initial reports he may have taken his wife and 2 children hostage. However, police said he fled alone and that trio attended a local police station on Tuesday night.
Now this bit here was the first red flag for me. The government and media go on and on about misinformation and disinformation, and yet they seem to be the biggest offenders. Remember when it was first reported they said that he had killed 2 police officers and taken his wife and kids hostage and disappeared into bushland? I heard that and straight away thought, what a rotten and despicable piece of shit taking his wife and kids hostage. And now we come to learn that this information is incorrect. How the hell do you get a detail as significant as this wrong? How the hell can we trust anything mainstream media and authorities tell us when they so consistently get so much wrong?
If I was in the police force, I would be open-minded enough to investigate and drag every one of those 7 police that weren't shot, allegedly shot anyway. I don't believe anyone was shot, and if they were, it wasn't done by the person you were accusing of it. But if I was, I'd have them on the mat. And they would answer why they ran and hid and didn't stand up. Because if anybody thinks that somebody could shoot 3 of your mates and then you would run and hide while he disappeared into the bush, you're madder than I think you people are. Do I trust the Victorian police? No. Do I trust your Premier? No. Do I trust your last Premier? Absolutely not. I sit and I thought, what about if that was my son? I have a son about as old as him, and that you accuse him of murdering 3 people. How can somebody go from what he was doing in the court, putting the law to that magistrate and then charging him like he should have, like the 4 police, or purported police, should have? It does not add up that he would go from what he believed in like that to what you describe as cold-blooded murder. I dedicated 17 years of my life so that truth could stand out, not lies, not what other people thought I should do, what I thought I should do. And based on what I've been told, whether it's lies from the media, lies from the police, and lies from everybody else, I can only say what I feel, and what I should do now is call you out, because I don't believe Dezi is dead. If he is, then it would be at the hands of yous. Not because he did anything, because you wanted to cover up for the lies, the treachery, and the stealing and fraud you've committed against the Australian people. I am loath to say I don't believe a darn thing you police in Victoria have said. I don't believe what the media said, because I know the Australian Bulldogs Club basically never tells the truth. Call it intuition, call it whatever you like. But I solemnly believe that you mongrels have all you did to cover up some nasty, lying piece of garbage sitting on the bench in the court, and cover for the police who ignored him, or purported police that ignored him, when you should have stood up and arrested them. They were under arrest. The sections of the Constitution, the sections of the law that he put in their face, both in the State Act and the Federal Crimes Act 1914, were legitimate and in complete tune with what I would think. I do not now, nor do I think that he shot anybody.
Whoa. Did you hear what he just said? Basically, he just said that the police and the media are lying. Now, let's not forget, this guy Wayne, he's an ex-police officer. He spent 17 years in the police force. Now, if it was me levelling those accusations, understandably, you could be sceptical. Who am I? What do I know? I'm a nobody. I know nothing. But Wayne, he's an ex-police officer. And police officers, they don't usually break rank or speak ill of fellow police officers or the government or the media. Now, for him to do that, that says two things to me, right? Number one, he's a good, honest man. He's an old school Aussie, and just look into his eyes and look at his face. He's frustrated and disappointed, and he's concerned about the future of Australia and life in general for his kids, right? He cares. You can see he's hurting because he's seen it from the inside. So he knows a lot more than the average person knows. And he's the kind of person I'm going to take notice of. I think what he has to say, there's got to be some weight to it. Anyway, let's carry on. Let's see what else he says.
Do I feel for all the people? Yes, I do. Every one of them, including his family. They weren't there when he did it. And now it's come out his wife and his child wasn't there. And if that's true, I don't know, because there's so many lies come out of you people. But if you kill him, you will pay. I've got nothing more to say, only God help you, and God have mercy on your soul if you do that. You have to be pretty sick and a proper moron to kill that person.
Amen.
And that's all I can say to you, because nothing you say makes sense. The media, I don't believe, you're a pack of paid liars, and that's murder against the society. You were sworn to serve this country, serve the people, not politicians. They're not people. The satanic worshipping morons who think they have the right to rule over you when they have the right to rule for you. I hope what I said has some value. If I'm wrong, as I said, so be it. It's my feelings after the training I had and the years I spent in the police force that I'm right. Now you sort it out, because if you do that deed, people will find out and you will pay, in or out of a prison or whatever. But at the end of the day, you have to face God one day, and you will, for what you're doing.
Well, how crazy is that? When I first started looking, I came into it with an open mind. I took it on face value from what we see on media, how Dezi Freeman is a murderous maniac who's killed 2 police officers, allegedly. And how could anybody defend that? But having said that, and having learned my lesson from COVID and all the misinformation and disinformation that was spread around that, before I form any opinions in the future, I promised myself that I would have a closer look at it to the best of my abilities. And the thing is, the truth always bubbles to the surface. The truth is there if you look hard enough for it. When in fact, you actually don't really have to look that hard. It's just there. You've got to search a little bit deeper. But the problem is, the average Australian, we're so far behind the 8 ball. You know, a lot of us are living week to week. A lot of us don't have a hell of a lot of money. So you haven't got time to have a look at what's going on in the country in terms of current events, political affairs, socio-economic things, all sorts of things across the spectrum, because you're too busy and focused on trying to make ends meet, trying to make it to next week, trying to pay the bills. So my motivation for being here and putting myself in front of the world is to kind of do the bit of the hard work for you, you know. For everyone else who's too busy doing everything else, I'm going to have a close. I'm going to have a look and see what I find, right? And I'll for my own opinions, but I'm going to present it to you guys and let you form your own opinions and come to your own conclusions. So I'm going to try and stay impartial to everything I present to you. And this is this Dezi Freeman thing. It's my first step in towards this YouTube world, you know. And YouTube and the internet is a beautiful thing because it's access to information, and information is power. And information. I'll have to cut this bit. I'm kind of forgetting what I'm trying to say. But what I'm trying to say is information is power, and power is freedom. Power buys you freedom, right? So it's important that we are informed and we know what's going on. I'd really appreciate it if you could like, comment, and subscribe. Everyone on YouTube says that, but it is super important. And also encourages me to produce the next episode, because with this Dezi Freeman stuff, I've only just scratched the surface. And what I've presented here today to you is just scratching the surface. There is so much more to it, and I want to give that to you guys. So my name's Simo. I'm a little dog. I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.